Hey, Steve Zook here. Excuse me. Good morning. Welcome back to Pokesue channel. Yeah, I'm sitting here with a beautiful brand new LH-700. This is going to be some free guitar instruction, but as long as I'm holding the guitar. If these list for $19.99, I sell them for $14.99. That comes with a $200 case. The $200 case is beautiful, by the way. It's 7-ply cross grain. It's really, you could live in the case. But I'm telling you, if you can afford $1,500, buy one of these, because I've sold quite a few to a lot of great players and average players and all kinds of people, and everybody's blown away. I mean, this is like if you combined a 1929 L5 with like a 30s or 40s Epiphone Deluxe. I mean, I know that sounds like an incredible claim, but I did nothing but sell high-end Archtops for 10 years, more than 10 years. I really know Archtops. I'm telling you, this is the real deal. This is a steal for this kind of money. And I would just say grab one before the price goes up. The sound of these is incredible, even when they're not broken in yet. But they do take a while to break in. But anyway, I want to do a little free instruction. A great way to practice is to grab a chord, like say a 13 chord, which is a 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, 13. Now we usually don't use all those tones. Like if I do this in C, you can see I have a root, a flat 7, a 3, a 13, and a 9, okay? Now if I was on a piano, and I really believe in playing a little bit of piano to help your guitar playing, it's really good to play those notes. So if you play root 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, 13, and then maybe go up to the C again. So that's a great way to practice. So you grab like a C13, and then now I know I'm probably not tuned to concert pitch. So here's my A. If you want to tune to me, this is my A. Like I said, I don't always tune to concert pitch. I tune to where my ear wants to be, where it likes, So anyway, C13, which is in the dominant family, right? So C, E, G, B flat, D, F, A, which is a 13, up to the C. So you play the chord, okay, and then do the arpeggio. You can do it. Do it backwards, okay? Now, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a 5 chord. C is a 5th and F, so I don't get involved in all this modes and stuff, because to me it confuses people. I just explain to my students, that a mode is just a major scale that starts in a different step. You can look at it any way you want. I'm not here to sell you on that, but I'm just, like Joe Pass used to say, simplify your thinking and it helps you play better. It's that darn simple. So like this here, you can keep in mind that the notes of an F major scale will go with that, because the F major scale has the B flat in it, right? Right there. Okay, so good to hit that. So besides doing the arpeggio for the 13, okay, C, E, G, B flat, D, F, the 11th, the 13th. Also play the related major scale, and maybe start on different steps. I know some people would call that a mode. Fine, call it a mode. I don't care. I'm just, like I said, Joe Pass even said, simplify your thinking. So maybe start on this note. Okay, and do an F major scale. Maybe chromaticize. Experiment, okay? Maybe add diminished. Convert that to a diminished. Okay, you can always, start off with that like a arpeggio. So this can really, and Joe Pass used to suggest this too, and he wasn't the only one. This is just a great way to practice. Maybe you do a 13 form like this, okay, and what this does is it helps. I mean, part of learning to be a better guitar player and learning, and I go over this extensively in the Guitar Ladder system, which by the way is the best $2.99 you'll ever spend. It really is like getting $3,000 or $4,000 in high quality lessons, and it works. It's so powerful. It really is so powerful. And it's not designed, it's not a jazz guitar system. It's a total guitar system. It's designed to wake up your musical mind, and the results have just been absolutely incredible. I'm not kidding. I don't bullshit people about stuff like this. I'm 60. I've been playing guitar since I was 7. And this is a result of studying a ton of great players, as well as I worked with Horace Hatchett, who taught Howard Roberts how to play when Howard Roberts was in Arizona as a young man. Howard went on to become one of the best jazz guitar players ever. He also formed GIT, which I think ended up being called MIT, which is still a very successful guitar school today. But anyway, so like if you're doing this 13 form, then you use this fingering here. I'm using 3rd and 4th fingers. And that's a great way to practice, because what happens is your ear hears that. You know, when you practice the arpeggio, then your ear picks up on those notes that mesh with the chord, okay? And then you can ask yourself, okay, A is the 5 chord in what key? Which is D, right? So that means you can also play a D major scale. And then, like I said, start converting that, start chromaticizing it. I mean, I'm a big believer in superimposing. Again, I get into all this in the guitar ladder system, learning how to superimpose. I think too many people stay within the rules a little bit too much. It gets boring. And so you need to learn to kind of be inside and outside, and then outside becomes inside, but it's all about learning to be creative. And you know, a lot of people seem to like practice scales the same way. Like if you're doing a major scale, don't just go through it like that. You know, be creative. You know, build some melody. Come down with triads. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. And like I said, I go into this extensively in the guitar ladder system. The reason I do a lot of chordal work in the guitar ladder system is because that's what helped me and so many of my students when I worked with Horace Hatchett. This is all my own material. But when you work chordal work, when you do chordal work and go through my chord cycles, it just explodes your musical mind. And it's not bullshit. It really does, because your ear starts hearing smooth voice leading, and you start hearing contrae motion. You learn about flat 5 subs, secondary dominant. You learn about, you know, intervallic and symmetry and, you know, chromatic and all these different systems. But those different 10 systems of improvisation are built into the cycles that I teach you. That's, you know, like this would maybe be an example of intervallic, because I'm playing major 7s in perfect fourths. I'm telling you, if you love guitar playing and if you love listening to guitar music and you just love the whole thing, buy the guitar ladder system and don't stress over the $299. You will never, you have no idea how much you're going to get out of it. I mean, it's just, it really is huge. I've got 40 years into putting this program together. I've tested it at hundreds of students, and like I said, even people with zero natural talent have ended up just playing incredibly for the fact that they could play that good after only maybe playing for a year and a half is pretty unbelievable. And it's almost like they were born in a more musical family, because it's just like working out with weights. If you do it right, you can get huge results, you know, and it's the same thing. This system is designed to teach the subconscious mind, and it does. So, but anyway, I'm trying to just offer some free guitar instruction here right now. So when you're doing the 13 chord, okay, then do that arpeggio. And then, like here, this is a C13. Play the related major scale, which is an F. Maybe try to do some melodies. Then the other form was the 13, like this, and then do this form. Okay, and then do the related scale, which is a D major scale. Okay, I know some people call it a mode if you're starting in a different place. Who cares? That's like calling a burrito or something else. It doesn't really matter. Like, again, I quote Joe Pass, it's the idea, it's important, not the definition. You don't want to get hung up on this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to keep this short for now. So the two, like I said, when you practice the dominant 13 chord, now here I'm using the second finger to get both those notes. I use the first finger there. Experiment with fingering. And then this 13 form here, and I should probably have this a little closer. So the 13, this form, right? And man, these LH-700s, I've got a really nice one in stock right now, which is this one right here. If you can afford $1,500, grab one of these. You will be absolutely blown away with how much guitar you get. And like I said, my ear is spoiled. I used to own 5 L5s. I used to deal in high-end Archtops, and it's because the Music Link is one of the few companies that doesn't spend hundreds of thousands or millions on pricey promotion and marketing. So therefore, they put it into the product. So they make a very small amount of these by hand, and they're just unbelievable guitars. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, so getting back to this, so the 13 form was this. I like to do all downstrokes because with the downstrokes, you get a lot of definition and tone, okay? So there's a time for downstrokes and a time for alternate picking and a time for down, up, down, or up, down, up, up. Again, I go over this extensively in my guitar ladder system. And then the other form, and then besides this, play the related scale, which is the F major scale, and then the other form that you want to work with is this. Okay? And play this slow, don't try to blaze through. A huge part of becoming a better guitar player is simply learning how to practice. I mean, that's part of it. You got to have the right material, or you're just going to, if you don't work on the right material, you're going to progress a tenth as fast as you could if you had the right. And that's seriously the guitar ladder system. You'll reach a level of guitar playing that you would never dream you could reach if you go through this system. So I mean, the $299 is so worth it. If you're at all drawn to the guitar ladder system, invest the $299. I guarantee you're going to get a lot out of it, and you'll reach a level of guitar playing and composing that you've never dreamed possible. So, again, the 2 forms, 13. That's piano voicing 1. That's root 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, 13, or this form here. And then also play the related scale. So for the A13, it was a D major scale, and then try to practice being creative with those notes, maybe chromaticizing. You convert it. I'll get into this more later, but just wanted to offer a little bit of free instruction here for Saturday morning. And this guitar is available if you want a great Archtop guitar and you don't want to spend 5 or 10 grand or more, grab one of these. You'll be blown away. It's just you can hear that tone. In fact, you hit a note up here. Hear that ring? That's incredible. Hear that ring? And this guitar has been played maybe a half an hour if you've been that. Incredible. So let's all keep the positive faith. Remember, the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. And seriously, if my life's work is wrapped up in the guitar ladder system, if you want to be the best guitar player and the best composer that possible for you, and you want to do it in just years and years and years less than if you went on your own. And quite frankly, this is going to sound a little arrogant, but it's the truth. I don't think you're ever going to reach your potential unless you do have my guitar ladder system. It's that powerful. Because I studied players like Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery, Horace Hatchett, Ted Green, and this is all my own material. But I've been observing and taking notes for 40 years, and the cycles that I have teach you all these 10 different principles of improvisation. They wake up your musical mind. But I also cover technique development and single note playing. It's just an incredible system. So if you just really love guitar playing, don't even stress on the $299. Just buy the system. Join my family here of guitar ladder people. One of these days we're all going to have a big party or something. I'll be meeting everyone. But go ahead and just invest in the system. You'll be blown away. But yeah, if you could use a great guitar, these are just so nice, and they have the nice flower pot logo, kind of like an L5, And these are just incredible guitars. That they really are. Most of the people that buy these, I should say everybody who's bought one from me has absolutely been blown away with how much guitar they get for the money. They're like, man, I didn't think it'd be that nice of a guitar. And I'm like, well, I told you. And I push people a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I push people when people contact me about a guitar. I'm like, you should just grab a 700, before the price goes up. I mean, this is all hand-carved wood, nitrocellulose finish, ebony fretboard. It rings out. It rings out like a nice, it has that kind of bark and ring of like a nice Epiphone. It's got the nice kind of a... It's just incredible. Anyway, I better stop so this downloads. All right, take care. And if you want, I've got this one is in stock right now. I just sold a few of them, so I've got this one back in stock. Sounds beautiful, and these really sound good after about 40 hours of playing, and then they take another bump at about 80 or 90 or 100 hours, but they sound great right out of the box and just keep sounding better and better and better and better. If you can afford $1,500, grab one of these. Trust me on this. They're just an unbelievable value. They'll be written about in books someday. Okay, so practice on that stuff. I appreciate everybody who's bought guitars from me. And have a good weekend. Keep the positive faith. All right, ciao.